We are now experiencing a meteorological drought in a number of parishes, which is currently impacting on our access to this precious resource and will continue to do so in the very near future.
While it is up to all of us to ensure that we conserve on water, the government has thrown out a lifeline to ease some of the discomfort caused by low or no water in our taps.
Although we have had some rain over the past 2 days, a shower doth not a drought break, as the saying goes. And as such, we cannot fail to carry out the drought mitigation measures being put in place.
As the country braces for more severe drought conditions, the Ministry of Water, Land, Environment and Climate Change has moved to implement a number of drought mitigation initiatives. The ministry, through the National Water Commission, the NWC, is currently accessing sources of water for treatment and distribution, maximizing the use of existing sources of water, reducing losses from the system, as well as optimizing flows to customers. Improving the capacity to share water from least affected to worst affected systems, fast-tracking water supply improvement projects, and the trucking of water to hospitals, schools, and other public institutions also forms part of the ministry's drought mitigation efforts.
Installing, restoring, and/or utilizing community rapid response and other tanks, as well as other water harnessing and storage facilities. Increasing activities to reduce non-revenue water, referred to as NRW, and particularly leaks and overflows. Maximizing the use of existing storage tanks.
With 445 storage tanks across the island, the NWC is embarking on a major program to replace or rehabilitate several of the damaged ones. The project, worth $3 billion, is being undertaken through the K-Factor program.
Approximately $100 million will be spent on bushing, inspection, assessment, and performance of minor repairs on these facilities. For tanks in areas affected by drought, more significant emergency work totaling an additional $100 million will also be carried out over the 3-month period.
To support the government's drought remedial program, the Ministry of Finance has approved the disbursement of $30 million. The Water Ministry has sought to partner with the Ministry of Local Government to allocate funds for the trucking of water to drought-affected areas, particularly those not served by the NWC.
The funds will be allocated to the respective parish councils for the trucking of water to those areas, districts, and communities identified by the members of Parliament as being in need.
At a cost of $10 million, the repair of 26 rapid response units to complement the 21 already operating across the island is also being undertaken. Long-term drought mitigation measures are also being worked on, with the resuscitation of a drought management committee with members from several agencies, including the NWC, the National Irrigation Commission, and the chair of the Climate Change Advisory Committee.
The committee will assess the current situation and formulate short and medium-term measures to mitigate the drought situation facing the country and to minimize the impact on the vulnerable in the society, in particular schools, hospitals, and the elderly.
Meanwhile, as the dry season continues, water levels will further decline.
It is therefore imperative that the public conserve on its use of water over the next 3 to 4 months until the other expected period of precipitation in May.
In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets, take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient showerheads, toilets, and faucets. You may want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. Take your car to a car wash that recycles water. If you must wash your vehicle at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do so instead of running the hose.
Drought is not the only characteristic of the dry season. Forest fires, or bushfires as they are commonly called, become more frequent during a protracted period of low or no rainfall.
As a result, the Forestry Department has stepped up its compliance and enforcement activities. This means there will be more forest officers to ensure that fires caused by breaches of the Forest Act are minimized. Fines for breaching the Forest Act carry a hefty sum, between $50,000 and $200,000, or up to 2 years in prison.
The Forestry Department will also be maintaining fire breaks or fire lines in the forest to prevent fires from moving from one area to another.
Even as the ministry carries out short-term containment measures, the long-term viability of the island's forest reserves and estates are being safeguarded. With funding from the European Union, the Forestry Department is working with the U.S. Forest Service to develop Jamaica's first comprehensive fire management plan. Particular focus will be placed on the Yallows and Hope watersheds.
The plan will outline how and the mechanisms by which forest fires are handled to minimize their effects on the country.
Remember, the dry season is cyclical, happening around this time every year. As with other natural occurrences, while we can't prevent them from happening, preparation is key to surviving these periods of less water and the possibility of fires. So don't delay. Start practicing your conservation and protection habits today.